Enjoy the show. Play on Perjangers.
They have their ang or their wang and their left nut, right nut, Katara and Sokka. God, that sounds so wrong.
He's trying to get the fire all over that wang.
You can't forget your stomach. It acts up every once in a while.
Comes right out the end.
It acted up last week when it showed us the Morbius trailer.
Devs, they work here in this building that's on fire because it's PA. And this is where they keep IT, back here. And this is
I know because
So we are now live on the Perjangers and Wallhangers Media Network. This is the 267th production from them. And we, of course, are... Yeah, that's the right one. We are the Triforce Podcast, of course. I am Matthew Bucarell, the Mattman, your host, if you can believe it. And in the Perjanger box, we have Christopher Bristow, the old man, as well as Katerina Thermoscara, our wonderful woman. Stephen Bucarell, our producer, as well as Link Diablo, our hero of time, the mascot of Perjangers. You'll see his head pop up in the corner here every once in a while, just looking for rubs. Like us all, really. But we gather here for the same reason.
it all ends in rubs.
Tonight,
Giggity.
Disney upgrades the IMAX. Blurry.
The fact that your big brother did giggity, that was...
Yeah. Someone had to.
You needed to back it up.
No giggity.
Blurry background goblin showing off your Elden Ring and much more on the Triforce Podcast. And we also want you to hop on over to pjandwh.com, where you're going to find the funniest moments, as well as last week's Triforce Podcast Super Saiyan He-Man, Mr. Potato Head Famine, where we had one Mr. Matthew Kennedy of the Bop with us. You'll also find the last
It was a
Lug
blast
Nuts
having him on.
Space Truck and Independent Shifting Rod. And obviously, episode 267 will be coming up shortly on Saturday, and this podcast on Sunday. But every Monday to Friday, you can check out Big Brother over here at Walljanger Gaming on our second tab, which Monday to Friday, right now, you're going to find him playing Mass Effect, Legendary Edition. You're on the second game?
Yeah. It's nice.
Still as beautiful as ever.
Still in the beginning, just got the assassin and what's the other guy? The guy in
You
yellow.
got Thane and
that guy.
Zaid.
Zaid, yeah.
Yeah.
And whatever the woman assassin. Is that her name?
Oh,
Kasumi.
yeah.
Right. I'm not going to sue you.
Bless you.
You didn't do anything wrong.
Not yet.
I don't have a case.
I knew that was coming.
It's so easy. You lobbed it there. I got it.
You know?
Yeah,
Just lob the
I
grenade
hear you.
back.
I hear you.
But Mass Effect, obviously, that's, a powerful playthrough of all three of those games. And who knows, we may actually have a little bit of a tease of a story later on. But you can contact us at the last tab and let us know. Do you have a Luggy Nutty car you want us to talk about? Do you have a podcast that you want a soapbox to stand on? Contact the team. Find us on all social media handles: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Spotify, and, of course, Twitch.
Someone will read it.
And the YouTubes.
They'll write back.
Yeah, right away. We have a very
always
quick
write back.
response time. We have nothing else to do besides starting this podcast.
All three contacts. We write back.
While we are a little bit lost right now, the first story will have us finding second tab. I already had it pulled
You
up.
don't want to hear about Ford again?
So
Ford.
Netflix's Avatar cast Daniel Day Kim as Firelord Ozai.
That could be good.
Yeah. So the cast of Netflix live-action Avatar Last Airbender series welcomes a new addition, Daniel Day Kim, with open arms. Despite going off the air over 10 years ago, Nickelodeon's Last Avatar remains one of the most beloved children's series of all time. So I kind of like Daniel Day Kim as Firelord Ozai. He kind of just, it's that same kind of look in the face, which we can see right over my head. I mean, it's kind of hard to argue that.
He's got the facial structure to be evil.
He doesn't have the Mark
This is
Hamill
probably
voice.
the first casting that I'm actually excited about.
I
Daniel
loved
Day
him
Kim
on Lost.
He's great in everything. So that he's attaching his name to this actually makes me feel better about the whole project. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I'm excited, because I'm very nervous,
They fucked it up.
as
Well, yeah.
as I have made very clear from the beginning.
Well, especially
But his
since they,
addition is a good sign.
yeah. Well, especially since the creators walked out and they're like, oh God, what are we walking into? But we have some pretty solid casting. It wasn't, M. Night Shyamalan casting. This is actually, they're hiring believable people to be these characters. So, I mean, when you're talking about, 10 and 12-year-olds, that's pretty easy. Just read the lines, do what I tell you. But the adults, you can get some solid, like, real experienced actors like Daniel Day Kim in there.
I'm happy that he's casted. So,
but this actual Netflix Avatar has been in the works since 2018, but it's only recently gained a lot of traction under a lot of care. Showrunner Albert Kim, the live-action reimagining of the series, has added several members in recent months. Gordon Cormier will take on the lead role of Aang, while his friends Katara and Sokka, which, oh my God, what did you call them? Wang and Left Nut and Right Nut?
Yeah, that's what I was calling the other day. I was making Wang jokes.
I was just like, well, no, it's Aang, Katara,
I couldn't
and
remember their
Sokka.
names. It's Wang and the other two.
Well, I kept on saying it, but you were going in with the bit, so I couldn't really stop you at that point.
Oh,
so.
everyone can stop me.
So they have their Aang or their Wang and their Left Nut, Right Nut, Katara, and Sokka. God, that sounds so wrong.
And he's trying to get the fire all over that Wang.
where's the disclaimer for
We're
Katarina?
only 6 minutes in, and we're already talking about Wang.
Hang on, I gotta.
I don't even
Wang
think I
likes
need
to
to
bend
say
the
it at
hair.
this point. You can just see it on my face. The disclaimer is
by
right.
Mr. Mattman.
Big brother at this point.
Reflective
There you go,
of
here
the
you go.
rest of us,
Yeah.
or the Perjangers and Wallhangers in general.
Except for the Wang.
Yes. But
Perwangers.
Yeah, totally.
Perwangers,
There's an audio drop.
Perwangers and Ballhangers.
Yeah.
I think we have the title of the podcast.
And me.
So they will be played by Keaton or Keaton. It's an
Sounds like a new strip club. I'm sorry.
We're not doing that this time. We're not doing roll that back.
Yeah, we already have.
We already have
official
Stop it
strip
right
club
now.
sponsor.
We already have two businesses
We
around
do,
that.
We have one.
Um,
I'm
Kywin
not gonna mention.
Steven, don't you dare.
Kywin Teo is the name. It's a very Inuit name, so it's hard to pronounce on
On to
paper.
the next ball story.
Ian Owsley, respectively, and Dallas Liu nabbed on the favorite role of Zuko. So they have their Zuko and Fire Lord Ozai. We'll have to see how this childhood abuse will turn out in live action.
Okay, so don't give Asuka lightsabers.
Now,
That's not
for
in this
Zuko,
series.
do you fucking highlight how his dad scarred his face? Because they just kind of gloss over it in the anime. They don't show you searing flesh. Can we get away with child abuse on this Avatar Last Airbender?
Let's hope not.
DGI, we'll fix it in post.
I'm just saying. It's a big part of Zuko's character is how his dad was a dick and fucking burned half his face. I mean,
That is proper character development. I'm just saying.
We don't need to see it.
do we?
No.
Okay. But I kind of thought it would be cool.
See searing flesh? No.
But Daniel Day Kim will be Fire Lord Ozai. Well, see, I have to see how he stacks up against Mark Hamill because that's a high bar to go against.
Okay.
It is.
He played that role fucking perfect.
We
He
can
played it
change.
masterfully, but there's a big difference between doing a voice and doing a live action character.
So I figured out a
I think
way
that they're
for.
They're both strong in their
not
mediums.
Kevin Costner. Kevin Conroy did it with the Infinite Crisis.
But
He
what's
played
Kevin
Yep.
Costner?
Mhm.
like that. Fuck, what was it? It was Batman in a exoskeleton, but he was a really cross dick. He's real surly. I mean, more than normal.
So I figured out a way we could do his backstory without getting like too graphic. We can actually have like instead of him throwing fire at his eye as banishment, just put the handprint and do it that way, and you can like scars it that way. That would actually be
Well,
good.
his scar
Not
was
seeing it.
His scar was always kind of like a palm, like that. So I could see like that palm going over the eye, like a bitch slap.
As banishment.
A
Yep.
fiery banishment bitch slap.
Yeah, it's nothing like the book. In the book, he teabagged him.
I don't think
Oh my god.
She's like, I'll show you. Ha ha. And then you're going to have sick on your head for the rest of your life.
God, that would be horrible. But
On to the next story.
that's exactly where we're going. Because it's going to be amazing. Because Disney Plus is upgrading Marvel movies to IMAX aspect ratio.
Okay.
My amazing joke, I know. I planned it all day.
Oh gosh.
Well, actually, since last night. So, Disney and IMAX have announced a collaboration that will see several Marvel movies presented in IMAX expanded aspect ratio format on Disney Plus. So, 13 Marvel movies in total will be upgraded to IMAX enhanced on November 12th, including Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, which is making its debut on the service that day. While IMAX traditionally uses a square 1.43 by 1 format, aspect ratio is 1.90 by 1, which is relatively close to the 16 by 9 aspect ratio of TVs. So Marvel movies are generally presented in wider letterbox aspect ratios, but many of them feature some of the 1.90 by 1 sequences captured by IMAX certified cameras. For taller pictures in IMAX theaters. Avengers Infinity War and Endgame, like those. Meanwhile, they were shot entirely in that format of IMAX. So now we're getting this IMAX treatment for the movies.
So does this mean we just get that 1 inch extra on the top there at the top, this inch here?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah,
That's
if you
it.
scroll down, you look at the Black Widow
This.
picture, it actually says formatted for standard in IMAX.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, it's just an extra inch, giggity.
Who
Although
doesn't
technically
want
it's an extra it's an extra it's technically 2 inches, right? Inch on the top, inch on the bottom, giggity.
Totally.
I
That's what
really
they
didn't
tell
plan the
ladies.
podcast to go this way, Kat. I mean, it just happens this way when you're on the
Didn't you
podcast. We see our list here. If you want to scroll back down, there's our list of
This whole thing to
movies.
me is just kind of gross because it just feels, let's re-release this a little bit tweaked and make everybody pay all over to see it.
Yeah, like
That's why
you
they
couldn't
get
have done this beforehand? Like when
It's
you
gross.
released these on your
Disney, you're gross. You're grosser than these jokes.
I don't think they're charging anything extra.
pretty
for
fucking
putting
gross,
the
I gotta
enhanced
say.
versions on there.
I agree.
Ant-Man
Yeah,
and the Wasp,
from
Avengers,
what I see in the article, they're not charging anything extra. They're just releasing it
It's just
in the extra format.
yeah. But you're gonna see Ant-Man and the Wasp, Avengers Endgame, Avengers Infinity War, Black Panther, Black Widow, Captain America Civil War, Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange, Iron Man, Guardians of the Galaxy Volumes 1 and 2, Shang-Chi, Legend of the Ten Rings, and Thor Ragnarok, all in IMAX quality from your TV. If you have a TV proper for that. God damn it, Link, nobody's at the front door. That wasn't in IMAX quality.
I
it was in
don't
stereo
remember
quality.
that Marvel movie.
Woof.
That's a weird.
It was a Marvel short.
And that
Yeah.
one didn't have that joke didn't have to do any with anyone's Wang.
Yeah, that was
No
just...
Wang jokes included.
Link, would you join the podcast, please? Anyway.
Stop being
Go
a
on.
dick, bro.
I would like Link to tell us his side of the almost murdered you story.
What?
Oh, his story? Yeah, no.
Yeah, his side of it. I want to hear it from his perspective.
It was probably very honest and innocent. You know, happy dad was home, and then all of a sudden, I run in front of him, and he just starts yelling a lot. So it's probably very uneventful from his viewpoint.
Okay. What else we got?
We got another story with Spider-Man. No Way Home poster teases a fan favorite villain, which kind of, he's right behind my shoulder, but we can see the poster below. Spider-Man No Way Home has a new poster, and it packs a green surprise. The official Twitter account for the film shared this poster. with Tom Holland Spider-Man in the foreground while encouraging users to zoom in on those details. Doc's mechanical tentacles, giggity, are surrounding Spider-Man. Giggity.
Guy here.
And
Here.
also in the poster, we see revealed right by the Electro's lightning, supposedly, is the Green Goblin on his glider in the upper right-hand corner. So people zoomed in. It looks just like the Raimi Green Goblin. Obviously, it was very, blocked by the Perjanger box. Damn.
No, I can do this.
Big Brother's on it.
Okay, I can't. No, we're never going to see it.
We're never going to see. It's just not meant to
Hold
be.
on.
We get a very good tentacle.
There you go.
Yeah, right there by
Move
Cardboard
knock
Kelly.
over.
Yeah, right there.
Knock him over.
Yeah, right there. So that's your Green Goblin. But the zoomed in pictures do look good. Oh, God damn it, Kelly. Just stay still. Okay.
All right, let him just.
He needs to be awake for the podcast.
Yeah.
Anyway, fuck him. So No Way Home. You see some sand in the background here. You see Electro's lightning. Obviously, they're trying to tease the Sinister Six. And we're getting Green Goblin, man. I mean, how do you guys feel about an official kind of, yeah, he's in it?
I'm actually
Very
excited, believe it or not.
I must have misread something at some point because I thought this was already something that had been announced or maybe leaked or something.
It's never been really confirmed. They've been
Like it doesn't feel like it's a surprise, but I am
No.
happy to see it.
Well, like I said, everything about this movie is the worst kept secret on the internet.
Oh,
It's fair.
You know?
You
I
know
mean,
how I try to avoid those spoilers, so if I know,
exactly.
it's got to be out there quite a bit.
Yeah, that's why, like, they're just now, like, I've seen articles saying, like, hey, you know, click this link to find out how to silence Spider-Man, spoilers and stuff. It'll mute everything. And I'm just, why didn't you guys do this before? You have this technology, but you let it get out there because you want us talking about it and you want us to know what we're getting involved in. We know we're getting multiple Spider-Man. We know we're getting
Right. We
all
know we're
these
getting a
villains.
multiverse. It's called No Way Home. You have to imagine that you're going to be going through different multiverses and you're going to be seeing stuff from the other films. It's just smart to do that.
Now, in that
So
aspect,
I'm not surprised, but I think it's great.
I think it also sets up another trilogy of movies because they said that this ends that Homecoming franchise of movies. So, well, now you can have Tom Holland fucking flinging through the multiverse.
Right. Like Tom Holland said, he's looking at these 3 movies as a trilogy.
And that's, all right, this is that original thing. Like I said in the previous podcast, they could be doing Spider-Man to where they're focusing mainly on Miles Morales and you just got, Tom Holland in the background helping him out where he can, teaching him and stuff like that. There's a bunch of different ways that they could go about this. So that's the kind of thing, though. I like that it's one thing that especially Big Brother preaches this a lot is that you don't need a lot of villains. You don't need a lot of people in the movie. But with this, I want 6 villains. I want 3 Spider-Man. I mean, you could probably add in a couple more Spider-Man if you want.
probably could.
If you're
Thing is,
feeling
I just
frisky.
don't think they do multiple villains correctly. They always
I think
fuck-
that's
No,
fair.
because no one villain has their time to shine. It has to be
Right.
shared.
They're like competing with each other for time.
Well, that's where
Especially,
End up
especially when
losing.
your runtime is only 120 minutes.
Well, yeah.
Right.
But that's where the spummick comes in. You can't forget your stomach. It
It's
acts
sticky.
up every once in a while.
Comes right out the end.
It
of
acted
that
up
yank.
last week when it showed us the Morbius trailer.
Stomach, yeah, it's
Sony's-
the Sony Spider-Man universe.
Yeah.
It sounds like something from British, like Spotted Dick. So go.
Spotted
Somewhere
Sony
else
Dick.
with that.
Okay. But
We
there's-
just can't get away from that word today, can we?
No, we can't. It's
We're just
It's just too
bummicking all
fun.
over the place.
yeah.
No.
Now that gave it a worse connotation.
Steven is in
Really?
some kind of form
Just
today.
bummicking that Spider-Man all over.
It just came out, giggity.
Yeah, it did.
Like web flu.
All of a sudden.
To bring it
Didn't
back
mean
to
for it come out
Spider-Man.
so fast.
With web
It's
flu.
it's
You're
organic at least.
Now let me bring it back to the story. This is one thing that I've really while Kat resets herself, I've really hoped that we get this fan casting, and I might be the only one that hopes this. Remember Lowell from Wings and how he was Sandman in Raimi 3? I want him to be in this movie.
He was good.
He
was
needs
good
to
in
be
that.
Sandman. He was probably the best part of Spider-Man 3.
He was. I agree. His story was the most compelling.
It was just so good. That's why we see this. We see the sand here. I'm really hoping it's Lowell. He's just, working out the problems with the aircraft over in Kentucky or wherever the fuck he was. Cincinnati? I don't know.
I don't know.
Rhode Island. It had to be somewhere around there. I don't know. Cat
He was
could
at the
drive
Comic-Con. That Cat was at.
Yeah.
I didn't notice much, but I would have noticed that.
Nantucket. That's where the fucking show was at. Nantucket. It was the
Wings.
Nantucket.
That was Wings.
Yeah, Wings with Lowell. I'm glad you're finally coming around to the.
I don't think that's the same.
I remember him and Ned and Stacy. That was a good show.
No,
too.
he was,
It
and then he
funny.
was
Yeah.
in Sideways.
He was good in it.
Sideways.
Good.
I'm not tricking the Marlowe.
What?
So yeah, we're also seeing Jamie Foxx's Electro in this as well. Which Jamie Foxx, I mean, Jesus Christ, can this man do no wrong? I've been a fan of him the whole way, but then I was really linked in on him as like a favorite actor of mine once I saw him in Ray.
I liked him in Any Given Sunday. He was good.
Oh,
Steamin'
he was
Willie Beeman.
fantastic. Yeah, he was fantastic in Any Given Sunday. But I've seen that movie way too many times because of my ex's brother. He was in football, and he watched that all the time. So now I just
Fair
got,
enough.
like Jamie Foxx and Al Pacino in my head. Not so much anymore. But Alfred Moynihan as Doc Ock. We're going to see a lot of people in this. And No Way Home is swinging into theaters soon, December 17th, 2021.
So we go from Spider-Man No Way Home to repulsor packs.
And this is the one thing I wanted to stay on Marvel just a minute for, which is Eternals. Audience and critic ratings are kind of all over the place. Critics rated it lower than anything, but is it going to stop you from watching it?
No.
I mean, I still plan on
No.
going to the theaters, maybe this weekend. I don't know, but I still plan on seeing it. It's not necessarily something that's going to, dissuade me with these.
I'm not
critics.
clamoring for it, but I will watch it when it hits Disney.
It has the MCU's first sex scene with.
I was going to
Kit
wait for
Harington
it to
and
hit
Gemma Chan?
Disney Plus.
I kind of felt like that too. Like maybe I can wait until Disney Plus for this one because Shang-Chi dropped really quickly on Disney Plus. It's, this Friday
Right.
in IMAX. All right. I mean, yeah, you don't get to see it in
Like, right, I'll put that 75-inch TV to good use.
like
I think Disney did such a great job with, their whatever the last phase was
4.
for.
Yeah.
That everything that's coming after just kind
Or
of
3.
feels anticlimactic because it's all
Yeah.
Like, meh.
Well, it's the
Yeah.
setup. It's the setup phase, It's that point to where I think last
But
week.
even during the setup phase of phase 1 and 2, it was still, the movies were still better than.
That's because
we're
you had
getting.
the A-list content coming out. You had Iron Man, Thor, Captain America.
I mean, WandaVision was amazing.
Yeah.
Low-key.
Captain America and Loki as well, or whatever you want to call the show, Winter Soldier, Captain America.
But if you
Falcon Winter
rewind us
Soldier, yeah.
back, I know me and the old man were sitting here on the podcast when we first heard it saying, do we need this? And we did.
Yeah.
We did. That's where Mahershala Ali and Blade is going to be popping up in Moon Knight. We know that there's these Disney Plus series are going to be leading us into new characters. So that's where I feel like the setup for this, 1 was fucked up because of COVID, and 2 is still worth the wait because of what we're about to walk into. If you look at how revolutionary phase 1 and 2 were, this is a whole other
but
level.
you
we're
also,
stepping
you
up.
also
I
have to
just
look
don't
at.
feel. Go ahead.
You also have
Go
to
ahead.
look at COVID, turned the industry on its head.
Every
which
industry.
Surely did.
And they had to produce these rock star storylines
Yeah.
in the middle of a pandemic, which was easier to do for a TV show versus a movie. Like, it's just the smaller screen just kind of presents it, more to, because you look at their blunder of Black Widow versus all the other content that they put out.
I mean,
Speaks leaps and bounds.
They did shoot a little bit before COVID, I think, on maybe Falcon, Winter Soldier, and WandaVision, I want to say. But, like, all this other stuff we're getting now was, like, after COVID.
Right. So that attributes to the meh feeling of having these movies. Like, Shang-Chi will probably be the anomaly in this whole thing.
It was a really, really good movie. I really loved Shang-Chi. I thought that was a very brilliant Marvel movie. And
maybe watching it this Friday will like reignite that excitement that I had for the first 4 phases of the Marvel universe and even the shows that came out afterwards. But right now it just feels like everything that's coming out is, as I said before, it just like feels anticlimactic. Like after Endgame, even as good as WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier and Loki were, like you get a sense of like this is all after and nothing can top the excitement and the anticipation and just like the vibe.
Yeah.
Because it was like we were coming to this great ending and they're like, oh, now we're continuing on.
Yeah.
And maybe we're a little burnt out. Like I was saying, like there was an oversaturation that was kind of happening at one point. Maybe we're kind of getting burnt out of all of this. Okay, now we're getting another one and then another one and then another one. Maybe it's too much. I mean, that's why we're just not as excited.
That's where I found Shang-Chi refreshing. Is it wasn't just a regurgitation. I mean, yeah, maybe of like a martial arts movie and like, Chinese mythos and mythology and all that, but it's an original movie. It's an origin done right, linking history of MCU into where they're going. And especially when you look at Shang-Chi and they say, well, first off, Shang-Chi is an Avenger in the comics. He's going to be a big part of the future. So especially Shang-Chi's the one that taught Spider-Man Spider-Fu.
Mm-hmm.
When Spider-Man lost
him how to care.
When Spider-Man lost his spider sense for a short time, he learned Spider-Fu to compensate for it. And Shang-Chi taught him it. I would love it if somebody actually knew Spider-Fu. It's probably not a real discipline.
No, it doesn't actually exist.
Spider-Fu.
Hey, man, people walk around training as Jedi. I don't put anything out of the realm of possibility, especially with the internet. Like this next story.
Yeah, because there's something strange
in the neighborhood. And who are you going to call? But Perjangers
Afterlife.
I was going to say Perjangers and Wallhangers, but all right, Dick. Ghostbusters Afterlife reveals its final trailer that we see here. Break out those proton packs because the final trailer for Ghostbusters Afterlife has arrived. Sony has released the final bit of footage prior to the release of the upcoming sequel on November 19th. Once again, the 19th. Highlighting the new aspect ratio of the classic paranormal story as McKenna Grace, Finn Wolfhard, and Carrie Coon take over as the heads of the world's most famous paranormal investigator story.
We're ready to hear you.
This new trailer gives a glimpse at some of the classic Ghostbuster creatures returning to haunt the franchise's new protagonist, including a look at a reimagined Slimer and more footage of the tiny Stay Puft Marshmallow Men.
Slimer really let himself go.
He really did.
It
I mean,
looks like he's been working out.
2020 has been a bitch for everybody, all right? Even ghosts.
Yep.
He lost his ecto color.
So Paul Rudd's
I am excited for this one.
Yeah, man. This trailer is great, especially if you scroll a little bit above this. Go back a little bit from this point you're at. It's right about there. That in the trailer, probably a little bit after that, actually. You'll see the hands.
There's nothing after this.
Oh, yeah, it's
That?
before that then. No.
You want that?
Before that, there's a pair of hands. There we go. A pair of hands that show up. And we hear Dan Aykroyd's voice throughout the trailer. This scene right here got me so excited because we're getting the 3 alive original Ghostbusters in this fucking flick. And this is where they're going to fucking show up. We're going to see Venkman.
I'm still holding out. I don't know if they've announced me because I try to avoid that kind of stuff. I'm still kind of hoping that Rick Moranis shows up in there somewhere.
I think if he didn't, I don't think he made it into this movie, but I think if they do another one, they're planning on getting him back because when they shot it, it wasn't. I don't think Rick Moranis was quite like back in Hollywood like he is now.
Yeah, he was still dealing with the turmoil with his wife and everything. So
yeah, and a lot like
Right.
and getting punched in the face and randomly in New York. But a lot like his wife.
yeah, who would want to save New York after that?
Fuck that. Fuck New York. They can get eaten by ghosts. But you look at
I ain't afraid no ghosts.
Tobey Maguire. Tobey Maguire has been out of the picture, and now he's starting to come back too. To where you get these people from our past, and they're like, fuck it, I'll do another movie. You want it? All right, let's go. Let's do it. Michael Keaton. What was he in before Homecoming?
A lot of movies.
Birdman.
He's had quite a career.
Birdman was the last one, I think, right?
And he
before his other stuff.
actually, if you can find it on online, go to 60 Minutes. He did an interview, and he was just picking and choosing his roles, and he was just being a family man.
Okay. I mean, fair enough. If you can do it, that's the way to fucking do it. You're like, I'm not doing that.
And he talked about putting the bat suit back on.
Yeah, he said it was empowering.
Yes.
I did it, and the fact that it's original batsuit still fit. That's pretty fucking good. That's like getting them jeans that you wore in high school. Not you. I mean, listeners and other people that can do that. I can't do that.
No, that would be me almost like 70 pounds ago.
Well, I can, but then you lose the feeling to the legs at a certain point in the day. But,
I get that all the time.
I still wear some of those.
but
I still wear that shit. What do you mean? Shut up! I still fit in it.
Maybe that's why you're in
Hey,
pain all the time.
do you know a catering place?
But you can check out Ghostbusters Afterlife. It premieres exclusively in theaters November 19th. And I do happen to know a catering place right over in our next story right here at A+ Catering and Events. Hop on over to facebook.com/APLUS Tri-State, and you'll find A+ Catering, my good friend Ayla the Boy, and her business partner have a delicious catering company to where they will host your event very much, into Latin food and a whole bunch of different cuisine. Their empanadas are fucking spectacular. I will always talk about their empanadas and all their other creations here we see. There's obviously bacon in that last one. That shit looked amazing. So you can check them out. Check out all their delicious food and have them for your next event and be the hit in your business. Hey, remember?
Katarina had a drop.
Not a problem. Remember when Chuck got A+ Catering to take care of the holiday party? Man, that was amazing. That's exactly what you're going to say with them. So go ahead and check them out. It may be the future. A lot like this next story. Because EA CEO says NFTs and blockchain games are, quote, the future of gaming.
So that's not the future. Anybody who says this is the future, that's not going to be it. That's not it.
I mean, most likely not. I would have to imagine.
What does he know?
Well, EA CEO Andrew Wilson recently said...
You know what will happen with him? He'll put out a game, then they'll fire him and hire someone else for cheaper.
Well, it's EA, so that's believable. EA CEO Andrew Wilson recently said non-fungible tokens and blockchain games are the future of the video game industry. During a recent interview, company's earnings call, he also said he's unsure of how. So kind of...
This is the future. I've laid it out. Now go there because I said so.
Kind of Donald Rumsfeld, right?
No,
I will not. I don't know where. I don't know when. but something bad's going to happen.
Thanks.
You know, like,
I don't know where. I don't know when. But the video game industry's going to change. Damn it. It's going to change. Now, video games have been $60 since their inception.
okay.
That's all we got.
This news comes way of PC Gamer, which reported on Wilson's NFT related statement during the earnings call. In a bit of a cart before the horse situation, Wilson made the bold claim that NFTs and pay to earn games, aka blockchain games, are the future of the industry, before adding, "It's still too early to figure out how it's going to work."
Watch as I backstep really quickly.
Moonwalking in that bitch. I mean, I just kind of feel like, look, pay to earn. I don't like that phrasing. What do you think, Oldman? Pay to earn?
Yeah, they can pay to fuck off. So,
Yeah.
if you're going to play a game, none of these assets, like I understand the whole concept of NFTs and stuff like that, but just keep the video game industry.
Leave it alone.
Leave it alone.
It's fine. Leave it.
Now, with the caveat is if those NFT earnings are going to go directly to the developers that created those assets,
Yeah.
fine.
That's fine.
I will be happy with that.
Yeah.
But if it's going to be someone outside of that
No, it's going to
earning
go in.
money off of an
It's
asset,
gonna go
that
in.
they just
No. The devs will be fired.
It's going
and
into
it will
Mr.
go
Wi-
into his pocket,
Yeah.
where he's going to buy a brand new Lamborghini Aventador.
no.
the
I
last
want
of
the
their kind.
devs taken care of.
Yeah.
The NFTs income should go to the developers.
I agree.
Yeah,
know-
they actually have this office right here, so they're not worried about those third world problems.
This one, because the one up here.
Oh yeah, that one up top in where the Perjanger
It's
box.
it's like over here.
Yeah, up there, up top there, penthouse.
The devs, they work here in this building that's on fire because it's EA. And this is where they keep IT, back here. And this is
I know
more devs.
because it's a sauna.
Yeah.
I can
That's
tell.
where
There's all that
that's where they
billowing
keep it.
smoke behind you. That yeah, that's from the fire there. I get that. So now we know
They're
where they.
trying
It
to
burned
tell
off
you,
all my
look,
hair.
So now we know where they keep the IT people
Yeah.
when you don't need them. It's right there.
We're next to the bunker.
So
Brand new Harry Donut down
I
the
mean,
street.
look, yes, NFTs. NFTs keep
don't
that
love a Harry
shit.
Donut?
Keep that shit out of my game. Out of my gaming. NFTs, blockchain games, pay to earn. I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Like if it's a mobile game, yeah, fine, do it. I don't care. But
Yeah.
like these AAA titles, they don't need to be incorporated with NFT assets. They don't. They don't.
That's like saying
Unless you're gonna pay your players or the developers, then no,
yeah.
keep it out.
Well, that's like saying like some of those mobile games. What they're doing now is you got to watch an ad, and they're like, all right, there you go, man. That's your penance. You just got to watch this 10-second ad.
Like I'm not opposed.
I don't want that in a fucking console game. Like, hey,
I
we
don't
got
want
this.
that. No,
we got
no,
this free
that's-
console game.
that's-
It's the same kind of thing. Just
That's
because
an ad wall. That's
one
different.
area innovated something that it seems revolutionary, it doesn't mean you need to spread that like jam and apply it to the whole area.
The same thing happened with the whole loot box system. It got out of hand
Yes.
and out of control. The same thing will happen with this. Just keep it separate. Gaming should be a solace and a safe haven for people to enjoy the media, not to be bombarded by whatever fucking product placement that you want to put in there. Keep it sacred.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, dude. It's free-to-play games weren't a thing when you looked at the classic consoles, like retro style, right?
Yeah.
Now we have free-to-play games everywhere. Steam literally has hundreds of thousands. So when you look at like how that evolved, I can see how blockchain games can evolve to be more.
I understand the basic principle behind it.
I can
but,
see
like,
how it could
just-
evolve to be more popular. But on that side note,
But it's with everything. Like the basic idea, when humans take a basic idea, they warp it to something that no longer represents that basic idea because it fits their narrative. They're twisting it so it works for them. And I understand that's the American dream. Fuck it. We try to do the same thing. But at the end of the day,
like some here.
Things, some things have to be sacred. Like, if you want to do that to the free-to-play game shit, I understand that makes sense because you have to build your revenue stream. But stuff that you're investing with other people's money, and your stockholders and stuff like that, the content should speak for itself. That's why Rockstar won't even do that.
Yeah. If Rockstar won't do it, there's a lot of things Rockstar will do.
And they only put out like one or two games a year now.
Even Bethesda.
They only have one game.
Bethesda, they will literally
GTA 5.
That's it. Play it.
Bethesda, Rockstar, those are your baselines. If they don't do something,
get away with just playing GTA Online on every console from now on until the ends of Earth.
Well, yeah, obviously.
It's not on Alexa yet or all the other crap.
Yet.
Yeah, no, give it time. It will be there. But it's one of those things that, when those companies aren't doing something like this, like Bethesda, they take 20 years to make anything. Rockstar will regurgitate the same crap over and over again, and then Bethesda's like, that's a good idea. I'll do that too. Skyrim! Like that cat with a fur ball that just stuck in the back of the throat, can't quite come up. It's one of those. It's one of those.
Bethesda's
things.
Gollum, and the Precious is Skyrim. What's the say, Precious? Do you want? Oh, you're finally awake.
That is a really great segue because we have another ring to talk about, and it is Elden Ring, which finally dropped a trailer.
16.
Peggy 16. Elden Ring gameplay preview we see here.
Dark Souls is coming.
Essentially, it's like Dark Souls 2.0. It's still in development, but God, they take a long time to get into this shit. There we go. So it looks like Dark Souls. It smells like Dark Souls, but it's Elden Ring because George R. Martin is involved. Elden Ring footage was from a PC build showing off impressive visuals from the world known as Lands Between. That's actually a very unimpressive name. And then here he's
the same footage they showed last time.
Well, this is kind of cool that he could just kind of spawn that horse and just fucking run around. It looks a lot more open
like
world
Skyrim.
than Dark Souls.
Yeah, you wanna switch the camera so I can see it, not your head.
Hi.
What do you mean?
There you go. There we go. So
Thanks for moving over, man.
there we go. It's all about me. This is my podcast, bitch. Yeah, no, you can put me in the corner. I'll put the dunce hat on later. Of course, there's a dragon. You gotta have a dragon.
His name is Ray.
Ray.
He likes eating you
It's looking at me.
and then shitting you out.
I mean, especially.
Oh, duck, Matt, duck. No.
Oh my God, fire! My hair's gone. I never had it. But no, I like the looks of this Elden Ring. I think it looks beautiful, and especially if you're a fan of the Dark Souls kind of genre, and you're a masochist or Irish, you'll probably enjoy this. I mean,
Or both.
It's the makers of Dark Souls, and they're making a game with George R. R. Martin. It's just like, have fun.
I got to put more dragons and shit.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of lore, a lot of dragons, or this is the only one, and you just stab at his eye, so he's not going to see for long.
If you cut off his tail, do you get a cool weapon?
I certainly hope so.
Should be the way of everything.
Trying to bring that to the weaponsmith and like, hey, I got something for you. Thunk.
But even still, like when you're going through this trailer, and you can even skip around a bit if you want, they're trying to highlight all the grass waving and all this shit. And I hope you can walk to like every little bit there. That'd be cool. Oh shit, you can. Holy fuck. That is a huge ass map.
We've gone over this. Was it last week?
No, we didn't talk about this for a while.
It was a couple weeks ago.
No.
It was a couple weeks
I've
ago.
seen this.
Okay.
Yeah, just because you've seen it doesn't mean we talked about it on the podcast.
No, I was ignoring it most of the time. It had to be here.
Okay. But with this giant, massive world, you could spawn your own horse, a whole bunch of, I'll say, like, rhythm-based enemies. That's like kind of what I picked up from Dark Souls. Like, you just have to tell what rhythm that they're attacking and like blocking and guarding at, and then it's like double dutch.
Really?
Yeah.
Without the jumping?
Well, no, you got to jump in Dark Souls and shit. See, this motherfucker just did an epic jump.
He's not on a horse. He's on.
Well, that wasn't a jump. That was just like a airlift.
He's not riding a horse. It's like an ox or something.
Buzz,
Have
we're
oxen
flying.
Travel.
He's riding a great ass.
A lot of junk on the trunk too. But it looks impressive. There's very impressive.
Don't worry, Cat. We can feel your conjecture.
Yeah, even from now, I could just see the dirty looks. But it looks good. It's gonna punish you a lot, just like
Go
all
back
the
and
games
get that
do.
item. There's a thing over it.
And there's obviously a lot for you to find and a lot for you to do. Very
Look, he
detailed.
got supervision by smoking that weed.
And then scroll forward. They actually showed a little bit more. They showed like some more magic and shit. And then here we see the combat. Very Dark Souls. You got a whole bunch of different kind of plethora of weapons that they actually have show off in this trailer as well. And here we see like some wind attacks. So that's where it kind of separates from Dark Souls, really, I feel.
Go.
You have that kind of almost like Skyrim kind of magic talents with that graceful combat.
It's kind of I'd say it's like an upgraded Dark Souls magic attack.
Okay.
Not really.
I didn't get far enough in Dark Souls to have the magic. I know you were more the Dark Souls
Yeah,
guy.
no, all the graphics look very.
That looks like
similar.
a fucking badass attack. You just summon, I don't know, your dead family members to go attack people.
When they made Dark Souls, they didn't have any money. They got money now.
And George R. R. Martin's money behind it too. Like, yeah, motherfucker, cash in. But I mean,
Yeah, now I know why he's not writing that last book. He's there playing fucking Dark Souls. Forget the Three Kings. Write the fucking book, asshole. Leave him. You're not going to beat him. Just go write the book.
oh wait, what was that? Finish the book.
Yeah, finish the fucking book, asshole.
That was an old man drop from a previous podcast.
Yes.
Oh, wait, finish the book. But I'm really liking this. It looks fantastic, and I will enjoy the 15 minutes of gameplay I actually get through.
So, Tutorialist.
Yeah. I'm honest. I won't even finish the tutorial. I'll be like, that was a great game. That was a great game. I loved it.
Those best 15 minutes of his. Realistically, all you need is a demo. Just go through the demo and you're fine. You know the whole game at that point.
So he watches 8 minutes worth of video, full motion video, and 7 minutes of gameplay.
Well, no, I played the demo. This is what it would do. How it would happen. I would play the demo and then watch the YouTube. Or I would watch the gameplay. Like, oh, that was a great game. I loved it.
No, you're not going to watch the YouTube. You're going to watch Big Brother play it on Walljanger Gaming. That's what you're going to watch it on.
Hey, there you go. Nice tie-in. You can find it Monday to Friday like I do. But a lot of challenge in this. I think a lot of people are really clamoring for this because, I mean, Dark Souls-esque game became a thing. There's very few games that define their own genre.
You know what Dark Souls-esque game I'm looking forward to is the one with the Monkey King. That's the one I want to play.
Yeah. What was it? Wukong?
Yeah, Wukong.
Yeah, that looks fucking great.
Yeah, the
And-
Wukong
Because
clan.
this is like, yeah, I've played every, like, if you play Dark Souls, you played this game.
Yeah.
Give me, spice it up a little bit.
But this is like Dark Souls with Game of Thrones involvement. Inspiration.
Yeah, and as much as I want to play this game,
don't
this
go to
game's
any weddings. It's a bad idea.
this game's watches end it, please.
If
We're done.
If there's a mission where you're going to a wedding, be prepared to fucking fight. That's all I gotta say if R.R. Martin's involved.
Yeah, I think we need to go to the next door.
Yeah. But we simmered on this one long enough. Elden Rings was there was a lot of buzz around the game whenever, as soon as it came out, the announcement that it was being made came out, everybody was clamoring for it. And now we finally get footage of it. But you're going to have to wait until February 22nd, 2022 on all the major platforms of PlayStation, Xbox, and PC to buy it. But we had a little bit of a nerdy holiday that happened on November 7th, which, of course, is N7 Day.
N7 Day!
And it leaves us with a little bit of a cock tease, because November 7th continues to be the gaming holiday where BioWare fans celebrate the favorite spacefaring RPG franchise, Mass Effect. This year, BioWare released a blog post full of looking back on the series' impact and the year's release of the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. The blog post also detailed new products fans can buy, sales on the games, and even Mass Effect-themed Steam emotes. Giant infograph runs down the numbers on big choices in Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Players went with revealing that 15% of players did not recruit Garrus.
Oh, why would you not recruit Garrus? I just recruited Garrus. Garrus is awesome.
He is my fucking main man on most of my missions that I go with.
I may never use him, but
he's got
like
the fucking
having him to talk to.
He's got the sniper rifle,
yes,
and the pistol, and the tech abilities. So
him and his alter ego Archangel was pretty badass.
Yeah, it was. Garrus had a nice fucking arc to where when I was going through the Mass Effect trilogy when I was originally playing it, Garrus was one of those characters I was just like, oh, I gotta have fucking Garrus in it. Garrus and Rex.
Like your
Rex
first take
awesome
on Garrus. Your first take on Garrus was like your first 5 minutes with Garrus was like, all right, he's a by the book person. He's getting tired of being, looked over, tired of being, not getting that promotion.
And then pew 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 pew.
And then 15 minutes with Shepard, man. Fuck you.
All of a sudden, Garrus turns into Red Hood. You're like, where the fuck did this come from?
It was all those calibrations.
I'm gonna be in the engine bay. Please don't, Garrus. Your mental sanity is in question right now. But fans,
I do appreciate the strategy you put on the heavy gun on the Normandy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So the post says, we are, of course, hard at work on the next adventure of Mass Effect universe. We knew that, though. They already told us, I think, N7 Day last year.
And if you want to do the last mission with everybody living, you have to get Garrus.
Yeah.
You need all of them. You have to do all their stories. Which you can see Monday to Friday, 2 to 3-ish to like 4:30-ish, sort of.
About one mission a day.
About-ish, sort of.
And
then I talk to everybody on the ship.
Yeah. You gotta have that cord. You gotta have that interaction between your crew. They gotta know you're a good captain.
When my head doesn't hurt.
Yeah, man.
But it always hurts.
So speculations.
The comedic routine with Edie is awesome. With her and Joker.
Yes. Speculations are flying left and right about this image, though, because we have
you see the crew.
We have an unidentifiable ship, which could be the ship from the teaser that we saw last year. Okay, we're just seeing a top-down image of it, and then we see crew. They're speculating that the Geth are involved. Because I guess once again people are zooming in, just like the Homecoming or No Way Home poster. People are zooming in and inspecting everything like it's a fucking dollar bill.
This looks like the crater from the final scene.
Hang on here. It says the lower half has a crew walking away from the ship. One looks like a Krogan, which I don't know how you can fucking see that from this image. Even the image up top. I mean, all right. All right.
Yeah, that's Krogan.
That's
a Krogan and humanoids.
Shepard.
No, this one could be a humanoid. These two are what are the like Garrus?
Okay.
What are they called?
The Talarans? No.
Well, they're not the Kardashians. So.
Terrarians? I don't know.
And that
It was
one
something
could be
like
a
that.
human.
You got Turians,
Taurians.
Solarians,
That's what
Taurians.
it was. Taurians.
and Asari.
Right.
So the
I don't
crater.
see any Asari.
This is where it was. The crater located at the top of the image looks suspiciously like the head of a Geth, the synthetic being potentially that wiped out in one of the numerous endings of Mass Effect 3. Now, I'm no expert on the series. I don't see that, really. I mean,
No,
that just looks
all
like
right.
the crater.
No. Yeah, the crater is meant to symbolize the head of the Geth. All right, I see that there.
Because this one's going to be about the Quarians. Get it?
I mean, just Jesus Christ, don't do an Andromeda.
No, they're going to use the
such a
same character.
Fucking pointless game.
They're going to. Yeah, it's
That
not.
went
it's
nowhere.
not good.
But if they're keeping this like Mass Effect, if they call it like Mass Effect 4, and I think maybe it's Shepard's kid. There you go. New generation. Reaper's coming back.
No, they're going to continue the story from Andromeda. They're going to find the Quarians because they've been doing it since the last one released. And this is what we've been working on.
Well, I mean, we're going to eventually turn into the Quarians the way that current history is
It'll be.
platforming in front of me.
See?
We'll all get our individual
Well, like,
Here's
50 years later,
snake like
we'll be
body.
gone, hopefully.
It'll be fine. But 50 years later, you know what'll still be here? That's this
The next story.
the next story, because it's been here for a decade already. And they re-released a trailer in 4K glory.
I was so excited about this.
Star Wars: The Old Republic is turning 10, gang. Star Wars: The Old Republic was released before the franchise acquisition by Disney, but is still alive and kicking today. In an unforeseen move, BioWare has released a new 4K remastered of one of the Star Wars Old Republic's original trailers, which, to set this up frame-wise, when this trailer came out, when they announced this game, we had not had the sequel trilogy of movies. We, had like Clone Wars that just ended off with Yoda talking to Qui-Gon and that was it. When this trailer dropped, we saw the Jedi Temple on Coruscant, an ominous voiceover by a Sith. We saw the Republic soldiers here, the bounty hunter up top, an expertly well-laid plan infiltrating the Jedi Temple, which, all right, even going through like Clone Wars and shit, it is way too easy to break into the Jedi Temple. You just need like a fucking plasma cutter and a couple explosives, and you're in.
Okay.
Like, you're supposed to have some kind of like special sight or something with the Force.
There's supposed to be Jedi inside, so they're supposed to be like
It's the Jedi Temple, not
protecting.
just because there's Jedi Temple doesn't mean that
It's the
there's gonna be
main Jedi
there.
Temple
They're
on
supposed to be
Coruscant.
Jediing.
The main one.
Wait a minute. Didn't another bounty hunter in Clone
It's a
Wars
clone
go
ship.
into the Jedi Temple? Oh, wait, they did.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
And then there was this guy
Cad Bane can suck it.
who came in and he killed all their Yinglings.
Yeah.
They had
All of
no
them.
beer left, I think.
And then he turned into Lord Vader. And that's how that happened. But with this trailer, then when that moment happened right there, where you saw all the Sith lightsabers turn on and you see this fucking battle go back and forth, when you first saw this trailer, you're like, oh my God, we're going to get that. And then it really wasn't like that at all. But, Oldman, you turned me on probably about like a year ago, giggity, to trying the Old Republic again. It was right around when I got the new Mac computer, which we use for the podcast. And I logged into it, and then I was like, wow, this is kind of how I remember it. And then I turned the graphic quality up. And I was like, oh, this is so much better. This is great. And I still play it. Like, when I do get a chance to game, right now, it's Mass Effect, but before that, I would just steadily just log into the Old Republic and just chip through on one of my old characters, and
Yeah,
it's
we got to
still
get back on the
enjoyable.
Discord channel and start playing again, man.
Yeah, man, it is a good game, and especially with what they did with the lore and everything that they did with this game, it was so expertly well crafted. Like, you had Revan missions There was a whole cult of Revan in this game on Talos. And you could just go through and see like how fucked up these people took Revan's message. And to where if you played the Old Republic, you're just like, nah, that's not what I meant, man.
Septum have a problem with that?
And then you could just, I've really enjoyed playing through on the Sith. Because the Sith and
is the
Jedi,
way to go, man.
The Sith Inquisitor is what I made my first Sith character as, and I constantly go back to that one because it's such a good story. Like each individual character has an expertly crafted story in this game, and I think that says to why that people are still playing this game 10 years fucking later. Like, yeah, they're Star Wars fans, but it's because the content's good. They're still releasing content.
And they've dropped the ball on several other games.
Well, that's because they're focused on this. That's what I like to think. That's what
BioWare, keep on soldiering on, man.
Yeah, that's what I tell myself.
I'll take care of it.
But they also said that they're going to be re-releasing the other trailers for the Old Republic in 4K as well. But
And those trailers had more character depth and story
then the sequel trilogy.
than the sequel trilogy. Like, if we would have had that,
Oh my
like,
God.
just the story, and there was no like besides like the narration of it, there was no words like in the later trailers.
The one with the cowboy,
There was
with the smuggler, he had
The smuggler was awesome,
he had a couple lines that he said during that trailer,
but then
that
the
was
twin
really
brothers as well.
Yeah,
the twin brothers. That was oh my
my
god.
that was great.
And
That
then
was so good.
and then the connecting story of the force sensitive girl as well.
I mean,
'Cause
the trailers.
She was watching the twins,
Yeah.
and then they noticed that she was force sensitive.
Yeah, all those trailers are really great, and that was at a
And
time
they
when
all
we were
connect to each other.
we were at a Star Wars like dry spell. We didn't have new Star Wars coming out. This was right before the Disney acquisition. But Disney, after buying this property, were like, nah, you guys can go right ahead. Keep trucking, man. And they did. They keep putting out content. You can log on to Old Republic and there's new shit to do. And it's so great.
You know
It's
what?
such an anomaly.
It would be in Disney's best interest to connect the Old Republic to the High Republic.
Yeah.
You know, connect
Make
this
that the
lore.
next MMO. You have an epic sign off. Like, there was like a bunch of anime that did this to where it was
No,
like the sign.
they still
like,
do the
Overlord.
legacy.
Yeah.
They
You have
still
a-
do the legacy option, so you have
Okay.
your interconnecting stories.
Yeah.
So that can carry over to the High Republic.
Okay. Dude, that'd be fucking great. And then you get like random stories from like the story of Old Republic referencing a mysterious Jedi. And you'd be like, that was me. That was me. That'd be so great. The next level, which is sad that I call it the next level, but then you add in that Mass Effect to where your choice that you made in the Old Republic would reflect, because that's what they're doing with the new expansion. Like 10 years of choices in the Old Republic are now going to matter even more in this new update that they're doing. To where
Could you just
I'm down.
picture like it would revitalize BioWare to a point where they can get back to their, Disney kind of pulls BioWare aside and says, you don't have to listen to EA, just do your own thing.
Oh, so you mean it would be BioWare would actually heal their pride from Anthem?
Yeah, they would. They would.
It's a crazy thought.
Because Anthem was, Anthem's story suffered because of Apex Legends, because of EA.
Mm-hmm.
Let's call that a spade.
Mm-hmm.
So if Disney just says, hey, we want BioWare to operate Old Republic and create a connecting story of High Republic to the show, it would be amazing.
It would be, but also I think where they are in High Republic is still too new. To where you could get a core game in like the beginning of the High Republic, to where you set up Avar Kriss and all these different Jedi that you have in the High Republic, and bringing it over from the Old Republic, make them masters that end up training those legendary Jedi in that, and then expanding from there, and then you have your MMO for the next, however many years you want to do it. Or they could just fucking keep going with it, have it all Old Republic, and then just change the name, and then Old and High Republic. There you go. Now you got two. They're not going to do that. That's going to be a separate game. I'm being thrifty.
It could be like a true expansion and not just the connecting stories.
Yeah, they could do it as I don't see it ever happening as an expansion, but that would be cool if they did it as one.
It would.
Because that would actually get me to
we're going down the rabbit hole.
Well, yeah, that would get me to actually subscribe to the Old Republic, and I'm just there as a person who used to.
Well, I mean, that's what you get. You get with subscribing, you get the expansions for free. So.
Well, no, I mean, I did subscribe for a short time, so I have those little perks of, hey, you subscribed when it mattered, like, thank you, and we give you, like, expanded inventory and different shit like that, to where I get the benefits. That's one reason why I keep logging in, but we'll have to see how long this game will actually keep going, and it's a great game, which brings us to our end segment, really, because we're looking for a great game. Boom. With the animation. But we're looking for a great game. And you had a excellent idea of what movie or TV show would you want as a video game series?
Now, I originally said Blade Runner because that would be,
amazing.
Blade Runner is a perfect story for that. You can kind of expand the lore about with that, with the two movies that we've had.
Especially after Cyberpunk. That is very popular.
Always wanted to be Blade Runner.
Yeah.
In my opinion. But I mean, there's other TV shows. I mean, we were bringing up, like Prometheus was a movie that could be done as well. What other TV show that we were talking about?
You know what? We didn't talk about this one, but I really feel like it would be a very great game. Probably a single-player story-driven game.
The Witcher.
The Highlander.
Oh, yeah.
Highlander would be good. Altered Carbon would be another one.
Okay. Sticking it out of keeping it out of like that futuristic setting. I'd really like to see an Inspector Gadget game. Like a really good open world, like Inspector Gadget. Like LA Noire. But good.
You're asking a lot.
You could have a lot of different upgrades with the whole Inspector Gadget thing. I mean, that's the kid in me speaking.
So one game that did it right was Godfather. They did a really good.
The first one. The first one.
I like
the second and third were trash.
I like the other games too.
Scarface was a good movie into a game because
amazing!
It broke on that lore. It was a
Scarface
GTA clone, but it was done right.
Yeah, because they pulled from the movie where they wanted to, and they brought characters and different things.
I would love
really
to
tie
see
you into that
a
universe.
resource gathering game out of Spaceballs, because that would be a good one. Because you're just harvesting planets for air, because that's the whole. That would be good.
I just see an entire game of like that Mass Effect 2 original planet scanning mini game.
Yeah,
air pocket. Get the vacuum.
Suck. And just have that play in the background every time.
Here's one. You could make an entire franchise out of it. Bruce Lee movies.
You could, but Enter the Dragon was already done.
Yeah, but you can expand. Keep going. That's martial arts. That's an easy game right there.
But the game was already done.
Still.
You can make an expanded story out of all the seasons of Doctor Who. You could.
Yes, they have tried Who games, and they really don't. Well, nobody has done it right. I'll put it that way yet. I played the Matt Smith one. I know Jodie Whittaker has the VR Edge of Time or whatever it's called, Doctor Who game out there, which, whatever. That's cool, VR. I'll eventually get to you. But especially when you're talking about a film to game, Like Terminator had a couple games that were really good.
Yeah,
One
the
on
arcade Terminator 2 one.
The Genesis version, which I think was just a rip from the arcade.
Yep.
And they put out those toys that you had to buy to fucking get it.
Yeah,
the
Super Nintendo NES Periscope.
Yeah. But I don't know, man. I mean, it's especially when you're just looking at film and TV in general. You mentioned The Expanse. I think once again, it's a little bit too
Expansive.
It's too like what we've already seen, but that is The Expanse. It's a space show, but it's scientifically explainable. It's more accurate than other space shows. So having a more accurate space game would be both aggravating as well as an interesting premise. So I don't know if I'd particularly want an Expanse game. Big Brother, how do you feel about Expanse game?
It depends on what type of game. Is it going to be like Eve, or there was a Battlestar?
I was just
Galactica
fucking thinking
game?
Eve. I was just thinking. I was like,
Something
maybe
like
it could
that.
work as like an Eve game,
Yeah, possibly.
because then you could get like the economics of the little solar system and everything involved with the belters, and then you got to fucking interpret
be a mess.
Cajun. Some of their money's in French, and you're like, what the fuck is this? Just random shit, you know? I feel like The Expanse would have to be like, man, it would be trippy
Instead
as
of
a VR
Creole,
game.
you just have someone bang their head against the mic.
One movie that did the game right was The Thing. That was out for
I'm
PlayStation
unfamiliar.
2. Oh yeah, play it. It's for PC as well.
Okay.
You can download it. I think it's free now. So
No way. Really?
yeah.
It's not $60 or 80 in Canada. Not 80 in Canada.
It would still be $10 in Canada.
Okay. Well, you got to have that tax
internet.
in there.
No, that was a good game as far as like the lore of The Thing.
Yeah.
That sci-fi, adventure game that was out.
And you know what?
So
I'll call this one right now. The Matrix. Enter the Matrix was a great game.
Yeah,
The Matrix Online was also good.
I never tried that
I
one.
never tried it.
It was
You had to, like, get
it was
Neil's
short-lived
body
and it was
back or
way
something.
before its time.
Was that a subscription one?
It was a subscription one.
That's why I didn't play it.
Because it was
Hang on,
I
I
think
have
it
that
was
button.
done by Sony. It was done by Sony when Sony
That's
was
where it
doing
went
Star
wrong.
Wars Online. So they had two properties at the same
That's
time.
another game that is still putting out content that I'm very surprised by. Star Trek Online.
Star
Holy
Trek
shit.
Online. Yeah, but
People
Star
are still
Wars
fucking playing that.
Star Wars Online was the one done by Sony.
Okay,
Back when
Star
it was
Wars
like
Online.
2002,
Yeah.
2003, 2004.
Was that the Galaxies or no?
No, Star Wars Galaxy is the mobile app.
That was there was a different one. Yeah, all right. There was a couple different like online in that
Yes.
early age. Online,
Yes, and they were
Star
before their
Wars.
time.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it was just that game before Knights of the Old Republic. Like you still had your mercenaries, your bounty hunters. It was more about like the background characters and not Jedi versus Sith.
Yeah.
In those games.
Well, one of my favorite games is the Jedi Outcast.
That was a good one
With
too.
Cal Katan. Like, Jesus Christ, they were fucking great. And Jedi Academy. Holy fuck, what an awesome game. Pick
And
a character.
we've said it on plenty of times. It's like we need to have a game of like, other Mandalorian looking for Beskar. That would be a good game.
Yeah.
You still have your main player, that's the TV show, but like give me another, be a Mando looking for Beskar, taking jobs, doing
Those
all
are
that, and building
the
your
Easter
guild
eggs that you, like in Grand Theft Auto 3, the 100 ones that you'd go around, find your 100 bars of Beskar in the game.
Yeah.
And it's all like different locations and you got to do like weird shit to get to it.
Give me an HBO show that you would do as a game.
Raised by Wolves. I really, really liked Raised by Wolves. I thought that was an interesting premise. It was sci-fi, but it was also, it was just a fucking beautiful story. It was really well done. And I think, like, having that kind of, the mother and father and all that, and being able to go through that story in a game would really expand that tenfold, because I was very interested in that premise for that show. What would you choose?
Oh man, can't really think of one right now.
Did you get through Lovecraft Country, or? I mean, Watchmen.
No, I never did.
Watchmen needs to be a fucking game.
There was a game for Watchmen
was
back
called
on the
City of
360, but it was just like
No.
quick little.
You were saying HBO Max, the Watchmen
Yeah.
TV series of where they are in the future after the fucking Watchmen movie. That needs to be a fucking game. You're just a random fucking guy who decides, fuck this. I'm going to bring the superheroes like the Watchmen back and just fucking pound criminals and have a brutal, like, gory, fucking real story-driven game. Maybe make it around like the Rorschach gang, like they did in the fucking show.
All right.
Have that fucking person searching for the kernel nugget of truth, and him ultimately being like that next Rorschach, to where he's just about like being a detective in truth. Because then you could have the Arkham element in the game of like the Batman detective vision, and that could be a different element into the game, which will give you a different layer into the gameplay. To where I think that universe where Damian Lindelof let it off, I think if you put that into a game, that would be a really fucking interesting game that a lot of people who are fans of Watchmen would play.
I know we talked about it today, but give me a TVA game where you're resetting timelines all the time.
Nice. That'd be awesome. And just different, and then if you just have your base characters and, everything, then you could just do the, what is it? The generated landscapes and shit. And then you could just auto-generate everything. And it's a new experience every time you go into it. That would be really fucking interesting.
Yep. And like, you have your like your deja vu moments where when you reset the timeline, when you come back, they're saying the same stuff to you as before you left. Yeah. So like those little like, am I doing the same mission or am I doing this the next mission? Like
I don't want it too grind heavy though.
No, it's just to experience the story.
Yeah. We got a lot of fucking good picks. Do you have any off the top of your head, big brother, of a movie that you'd like to see as a game?
Or TV show.
Or a TV show.
Perfect Strangers.
All right, now I got to ask you, what kind of game for Perfect Strangers? Because that would be awesome. I would love to see.
No, I'm going to do you one better. Bosom Buddies.
Oh, and the actor just died.
Thinking of one.
Yeah, that actor just died at Bosom.
Yes, he did.
What was it? Peter.
You know what? Speaking of that, Quantum Leap.
Ooh,
that's a game. And the reason why I bring that up, because I just saw the article that Dean Stockwell, he passed away at 85. He was Al.
So Al's not going to be on then.
No, he's not going to be on.
Okay, but on that,
Quantum Leap would be a very good.
That would be a really good fucking game, man. Holy shit,
because
you could take that anywhere.
Like,
you can go to getting to your next point to get home, and you can make the game 60 hours long.
Dude,
and with all the side quests and do all that stuff.
You could Star Wars: The Old Republic that game. You could just make that an MMO and then just infinitesimally just put out DLC and have a subscriction base that will always pay.
You know what?
Money.
We're gonna hold that idea for ourselves because CBS sucks.
How about like Stargate?
Ooh, that'd be another good one.
That's
Stargate would be fucking
sci-fi.
fantastic. Because then you have the fucking worlds you go into. You still have your technology, but then you could like pick up weapons from other people in the world and make that fucking work, so you can get the stabs and shit and really expand. That way you have a almost like that Borderlands expansive fucking weapons arsenal.
What about the Dead Zone?
Okay. With what's his face? What was that?
Michael Anthony Hall?
Yeah.
And well, I mean, the original was Christopher Walken.
Well, yeah, no, Michael Anthony Hall. That was the Dead Space I watched, with his cane walking around. Okay, that'd be kind of
Dead Zone, not Dead Space.
Oh yeah, no, not Dead Space. What M. Night Shyamalan movie would you want to see as a game?
No.
Signs.
That would probably be the best of all of them.
Yes,
because the town
it would probably
would just
be
be very
the straight.
Disappointing.
That's the most linear game linear movie that you could do as a game.
And Avatar: The Last Airbender would probably decrease the population of China in half if he made that a game. So, that probably wouldn't financially work. I think Signs is probably the only M. Night Shyamalan game you can make. If we're gonna,
you could do that, and yes and no. If you're going to do like a Mist, like a throwback to Mist, then it would be Sixth Sense, like the pictures, going through the puzzle kind of thing. Sixth Sense would work in that. But as far as like an action adventure, Signs, and you do it in the esque of like Outcast.
Okay.
Do it kind of like that, where these aliens are invading. You don't have any weapons. You just have to swing away.
And then all of a sudden you spill a water bottle on them, and you're like, "Yes, where are my super soakers?"
Give us the lore that happened outside of what happened in the movie.
My version of Signs would have been completely different, and it would have ended up as a Super Soaker commercial.
Well, that would have only been 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that's enough, giggity. Like
45 if you bought that $1.5 million ad during the Super Bowl.
us telling you to hop on over here to pjandwh.com, where you're going to find all of the luggy and naughty moments and funny moments right up top, as well as the name and the podcast right on the main page. You'll find Big Brother over at Walljanger Gaming Monday to Friday from 3 to 5-ish, where he's going through the Mass Effect Legendary Editions, which that's probably only the 50th time I've mentioned that this podcast, as well as contacting the team on the last page. We want to end off this podcast the same way with the thank yous. We want to thank you, Derek Lipton, Matthew Kennedy, for popping on last week's Triforce podcast, our brother over at the BOP, the Black Opinionated Podcast. Find him
It was so much fun.
Spotify. It was great. It's always great having Matt there, even with his long blinks. Because adulting is hard. But we thank Mark Gervais, Moiselle Robinson, and you, loyal Walljanger, for liking, commenting, and supporting the podcast in general. I want you to hop on over to spotify.fm/PJANDWH, where if you listen, you're going to help support the podcast and help us produce more content in general.
And a Perjanger will get his wings.
Yeah. I think Oldman's first for his wings. But
define wings.
I'm sorry, Yinglings. He'll get his Yinglings.
Yes.
There you go. We only
spicy buffalo.
We only kill Yinglings and spicy buffalo Yinglings around here. Hey, that's a promo or a little advertising thing that we can work in with Yingling. Spicy buffalo Yinglings. It's a Perjanger flavor.
We'll be making the phone call after this episode.
Yeah, we'll work it. We'll work on it. But like I always promise, this is a long drawn out goodbye. I am your host, Matthew Bucarell, the Mattman. In the Perjanger box, we have Christopher Bristow, the old man. Dipped out, but she did join us. Katerina Thermascara, wonderful woman. We have our omnipotent presence that is Big Brother, our producer, Stephen Bucarell, our mascot and hero time, who is mysteriously quiet, but just looking around very strangely. And we always want you to stop on by next week because we love you. We miss you. We want to see you then. Until then, game on, Walljangers. Bye-bye.
Oh no, we're gonna end it. Oh
Shut
gosh.
it
Oh no.
off.
Oh no. All right,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye.
Play on Bajangers. That was a good segue. Our Island Kelly.
That was a good one, man.
Yeah, it is, man.
We got a lot of time to really ruminate about the gaming stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Not that it's bad that Kat had to dip out. I always love her opinion, but we got a little bit of Kat, a little bit of the gaming. Worked out for everybody.
Gabby fell down the steps, so
Oh, Jesus
she had to
Christ.
run.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, I imagine. Damn. Well, that's what having kids does to you.
I know.
But yeah, man, another one in the books. Good one. So we'll just chalk it up at that. And like always, I got to pee. So,
All right, man.
Our wonderful woman will probably join at some point. But end credit stuff. Kept the stories kind of light this week. Because I've been working fucking like 11, 12-hour days, so, you know.
I know the feeling, man.
Yeah. But we got some solid shit to talk about. Fuck, what was the one thing?
I'm not talking about your bowel movements. That's what the Bristol stool chart's for.
Okay. That's fair enough. You could just Google that and then be good with that.
If you'd like to look at stool, yes.
Oh, and the podcaster currently has 30-plus hours of SD storage.
Okay.
Just to let you know. Yes, it can do 4 hours.
Okay. I'm glad.
And you can sound this good. And they also have the little blends for the sound in the settings menu that you can fuck around with.
Okay.
So that's kind of cool. The main thing, really, I guess, going forward, I got the mics and everything for whenever we all get together here. You can have 4 mics going at once, giggity. Main thing is just getting that one HDMI card we talked about a while ago.
Yeah, you mean the 4K
Yeah.
Cam Link Pro?
Yeah. That'd be pretty
Yeah, I would say so.
That'd be pretty dope, and then we just have the cams going off of that.
Yep.
So that's, I figure, the next step up there. We got a nice beach scene.
Yes, I need it after this fucking week.
And it's only Tuesday.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. So, I mean, really, there's not much on Netflix right now. We got a bunch of stuff that's kind of about to pop. We got, what is it? Hawkeye at the end of the month.
Yep.
We got, what is it? Oh, Wheel of Time is the 19th. Cowboy Bebop is Friday.
If Big Brother wants to do something to possibly get $200 per sponsor, Streamlabs allows us to do Raid Shadow Legends, I guess. It's that mobile app game. And if you complete X amount of tutorials, you get paid.
The thing is, I don't do so well with tutorials.
No,
I couldn't get through the tutorial.
He does not like tutorials.
I tried to play whatever the Witcher game was he had. I couldn't get through the tutorial. I couldn't do it. I don't know
Would you do it for $200?
Tutorial, it sends me into a violent rage.
For $200?
Did you say $200?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's where he started it, but you had the headphones down a little. $200 for a tutorial?
You said $2.
No, 200.
All right,
I'll pull it up.
I guess.
I mean, shit, for $200, I'm almost willing to do that shit.
All you got to do is get through the apps, whatever.
So what was the one thing I saw? Oh, apparently there's Spider-Man No Way Home leaks hitting the internet, which
I don't want to watch him leak.
I don't think
That's a private thing. Go to the urinal for that.
Well, yeah, not that one though. But I don't
So
think
here it is.
there's really anything you could leak about this movie that we don't know already. And now,
If you are approved for this sponsor stream, you will play Raid Shadow Legends on a scheduled day and time using all the provided alerts, overlays, and assets. So they give you everything.
okay.
The goal is to get your audience to download the game and complete tutorials within the game.
Okay,
You
all
need
right,
to
all right. Let me stop you here. I don't have an audience. There's no one that's joining me other than him.
Yeah.
You will
He
need a
joins.
minimum of 10 tutorials completed to receive a cash payment.
10.
Payout amounts is 10 tutorials equal $200, 20 equal $400, 30 equals $600.
So you're just saying the content is the only thing that matters with it. It doesn't matter who.
Correct. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if we have 0 followers or 1,000 followers.
$200
Just
is
complete it.
$200.
Yes.
Even Kat had the whole
All right,
eyes going
guess
everywhere when I said
put it on the
$200.
Machine and I'll
Like,
try
come
it,
on,
I
it's
guess.
$200, you know? And it's on what machine? It's on the Steam,
iOS
or-
and Android.
So how would he video that?
You can stream directly from your phone.
Oh.
With the overlays and everything. You can have you can link Streamlabs on your phone and pull the overlays in on your phone.
Okay.
Tools.
And now
And go.
the ultimate test. Katarina.
Yes.
Hey!
Yay!
Ah, there you are. How
I
are you?
literally just
wonderful
closed the
woman?
browser window and opened it. I'm very good. I'm still recovering from Rhode Island Comic Con.
Okay.
Otherwise,
That's, well, you know, I mean, you got to take time for recovery.
So is your,
I
is your
actually
IT
took yesterday
hiring?
for recovery and
Yeah.
did not recover. I don't know. I can find out.
Yeah, sure. As long as it's remote, I don't care.
That it will not be.
Yeah, so it's
They just implemented a 6-month trial period for hybrid schedules with 2 days home and 3 days in, but not even across the board for the company. Just certain departments and positions are allowed to do it, and then they're going to reevaluate after 6 months. They are super resistant to that, just in general.
wow.
Yeah, so sounds like my current company the way they were 3 years ago.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, we're in a different day and age now to where you can easily have somebody.
Like, look,
hop
I
on
could
the
tell
scene.
you to fuck off to your face, or I could tell you to fuck off remotely. I would prefer remotely. It makes it a little bit more easier to say fuck off to you.
I'll allow it.
I'll allow it.
But yeah, like I was saying, there's not a lot out right now as far as content because we're in that kind of lull between content coming out and, you know, like Hawkeye at the end of the month. We got Wheel of Time on the 19th. We got Cowboy Bebop, I think, on the 12th. So we got a lot of different stuff coming out soon.
I suggest watching some stand-up comedy.
Yes, always. But like we have been going through TNG, the next generation, man.
Oh, yeah.
Keep trucking. We're on, I don't know what fucking season we're at. Wesley Crusher finally has a Starfleet-ish looking uniform. Almost like it's like made out of like sweatpant material. Like it's made
That's
out
the
of this.
future sweatpant material.
Ah, so it's a polycarbonate mixture of nanofiber.
Yeah, magic material.
What the gray, gray on gray?
Yeah, the gray sweatsuit.
Yeah, the gray on gray one.
The North Face.
That's when he was a training ensign.
Well, that seems very nice of them for giving all the training ensigns nice North Face sweatpants to wear around.
I think we already have a podcast title.
Training ensign
Ready to
sweatpants.
go live? It's time. Time is live.
So it is time for us
3,
to
2,
go
1, we're
live,
now live on Twitch.
We made 44 cents.
Book. YouTube's multi-stream.
Friends.